What if I told you one single currency quietly influences almost every economy on Earth?
Whether it's oil from the Middle East, electronics from Asia, or coffee from South America, there's a good chance the payment is made in US dollars. Many people believe America became rich because of the dollar, but the truth is almost the opposite. To understand this incredible story, we need to travel back more than 80 years, a time when the world faced war. When World War II finally ended, much of Europe and Asia lay in ruins.
After the war, Europe and much of Asia faced a massive challenge. Their economies were devastated, while much of the world struggled. The United States held a huge share of the world's gold reserves. As gold flowed into American vaults, the balance of global finance began to shift. In 1944, representatives from dozens of nations gathered in Bretton Woods, The agreement
New Hampshire.
linked the US dollar to gold and encouraged other countries to connect their currencies to the dollar.
This connection illustrates the enduring link between the stability of the dollar and the perceived safety of physical gold across global markets.
Soon, governments, banks, and businesses everywhere began using the US dollar for international trade. The more it was used, the stronger its position became. As the global economy expanded, demand for US dollars continued to grow. America wasn't just exporting products anymore, it was exporting the currency the world relied on. The new system wouldn't last forever. A single decision made decades later would shake the global financial systems. For years, the system worked remarkably well. The US dollar became the backbone of global trade, and countries.
As America's economy expanded, the government printed more dollars to support spending and economic growth. But there was one problem.
Soon, there were far more dollars circulating around the world than the United States had gold to support. Other countries started asking an uncomfortable. Then came one of the most important announcements in financial history. In 1971, President Richard Nixon.
On August 15, 1971, the United States announced that dollars would no longer be exchangeable for gold.
The announcement shocked financial markets around the world. For the first time in decades, the US dollar was no longer. Many experts believed the dollar would lose its influence without gold behind it. But global trade had already become deeply connected to the US currency, making it difficult for countries to move away. Collapsing, the dollar remained the preferred currency for global business, international trade, banking, and investment contingents. The gold standard had ended, yet the dollar's dominance continued to grow. But there was another reason it stayed on top.
If gold was no longer supporting the dollar, what gave it power? The answer wasn't hidden in a bank vault. It was flowing beneath the deserts as oil.
By the 1970s, oil had become the world's most important resource. Every country needed it to power Countries buying energy often needed dollars to complete international transactions. This created constant global demand for the currency, even without gold backing it. The dollar was no longer backed by gold, it was backed by global demand. But this incredible system also created new risks. As global trade expanded, central banks started holding large amounts of US dollars. It wasn't just for spending, it became a financial safety net during uncertain times. Holding dollar reserves gave countries confidence. During economic crises, these reserves helped governments pay for every shipment crossing the oceans, strengthened the dollar's position. As more businesses traded internationally, demand for the currency continued to grow. The dollar became more than just money. It evolved into the foundation of global finance, connecting banks, businesses, and international markets every single day. But no system lasts forever. Today, several countries are searching for alternatives to reduce their dependence on the US dollar. In recent years, some countries have started searching for alternatives to the US dollar. Their goal is simple: to rely less on a single currency for global trade. Even as new payment systems emerge, global trade continues at an enormous scale. Every day, billions of changing the world's financial system isn't easy. Banks, businesses, and governments have built decades of infrastructure around the dollar, making change both costly and complex. For now, the dollar remains at the heart of international finance. Its strength comes not only from history, but also
The
from
story
the
of the
trust.
US dollar is really the story of global trade, trust, and power. Subscribe to Wealth Reactor for more fascinating stories. The way we use money is changing. Digital payments now move across the world in seconds, raising an important question about the future of global currencies. Technology is transforming finance faster than ever before, but speed alone isn't enough to replace decades of global trust and financial infrastructure. A global currency needs more than technology. It requires stability, reliable institutions, and confidence from governments. For now, the US dollar continues to support much of the world's trade. Its influence comes from decades of trust.
The future of money is still being written, but understanding its history helps us understand the world today.
The financial world is changing faster than ever. New technologies promise a different future, but replacing a global currency is far more difficult than creating one.
Every second, millions of transactions move across borders.
Trade isn't just about money. It's about confidence that payments will arrive, agreements will be honored, and businesses can plan for the future without uncertainty. Whether the dollar remains dominant for decades or a new system eventually emerges, one thing is certain: the global economy will continue to evolve with every. Thank you for watching Wealth Reactor. If you enjoy exploring the stories behind money, business, and the world's biggest economic mysteries, subscribe and join us.